Hi, my name is Antoinette Upe, and this summary brings together what I found from the needs assignment, training evaluation, and training methods analysis for the current Dunkin' Donuts training process, along with recommendations and improvement. From this needs assignment, it's clear that the job at Dunkin' depends a lot on speed, accuracy, and customer service. Baristas have to work fast, especially during rushes, while still making drinks correctly and keeping customers happy. The issue is that the current training is mostly informal and happens on the job. New employees usually learn by watching whoever's working that shift, which means training is not always consistent with Dunkin's employees. Some people get good guidance while others kind of just get thrown into busy shifts, is like kind of like what I went through while working there. And they have to figure things out as they go because of that. Common problems show up like incorrect drink making, mistakes with the register, trouble multitasking, and inconsistent customer service. In the training evaluation, I use Kirkpatrick's model to look at how the training actually works. Overall, people do learn the basics, but it's not very structured. In the reaction stage, new employees often feel overwhelmed at first, especially during rush hours, because it can be a lot. In the learning stage, they pick up skills, but it depends a lot on who's training them and how much time there is. In the behavior stage, mistakes still happen on the job, especially when it gets really busy, and some employees develop shortcuts that aren't always correct. For results, these issues can lead to slower service, more remade drinks, and more stress for both employees and managers. So the training does work, but it's not very consistent or strong for long term. Based on the training methods, the biggest issue is that there really isn't a set system. Everything is learn as you go type of style, which works to an extent because it's a hands-on job, but also creates a lot of inconsistency. People are not always learning the same way or even the same things in the same order because of that. I would recommend making the training more structured without changing the fast-paced nature of the job too much, just because that's what it comes with. And for example, the first day can include a short, simple orientation that explains basic expectations, safety rules, and how a shift usually runs, just so that the employees kind of are aware of how the system is. After that, new employees should follow a checklist so every important skill gets covered, like making standard drinks, using the register, cleaning procedures, and handling customers. I feel like that would be really important, especially for this role. I would also assign each new hire a specific trainer for their first week or two instead of just whoever's available, just because like they can be comfortable with that person. And I feel like if they're like learning from multiple different people, then they kind of like start from scratch with every single person, and they could just have like one dedicated person to help them out like through that whole time of training. That way the training is more consistent and less random. Along with that, short training videos or quick guides could help reinforce things like drink recipes and machine use before or after shifts. After the first couple weeks, quick check-ins with the manager would help catch mistakes early and make sure people are actually comfortable doing the job. Overall, the main problem isn't that training doesn't exist, because it's there. It's just not that structured. With a more consistent system, better guidance, and simple tools like checklists and assigned trainers, employees would probably learn faster, make fewer mistakes, and feel more confident during like rush hours and busy shifts. Okay, thank you.